Well, interesting. Blah, 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 blah. Quack, 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 quack. Alright. Last time, it's been 2 times in a row I've done with no audio on this. It's probably because I'm terrible at this. So, I'm actually just completely distracted thinking about other things. But, this is interesting. SB 1424! Internet, social media, false information, strategic plan, 2017-2018. Amended in Senate March 22nd, 2018. California Legislature 2018 regular session. Senate Bill number 1424. Introduced by Senator Penn. February 16th, 2018. An act... An act to add Title 14.5 commits. That's what I think about politicians. Commencing with Section 3085 to Part 4 with Division 3 of the Civil Code relating to the Internet. Legislative Council's Digest. SB 1424 as amended. Pan Internet Social Media False Information Strategic Plan. Existing law prohibits a person, among others, from making or disseminating in any advertising device or any manner or means whatever, including over the Internet, any statement concerning real or personal property or services that is untrue or misleading as specified. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Can I buy that one? How about you pay me $1? You have to buy that one. You have to pay me to buy that one. You have to pay me $10, and I'll give you a bad joke as payment for the $10, and then I'll buy that. This bill would require any person who operates a social media as defined internet website with a physical presence in California to develop a strategic plan to verify news stories shared on its website. The bill would require the plan to include, among other things, a plan to mitigate the spread of false information through news stories, utilization of fact checkers to verify news stories. I'm actually having somebody drill my brain right now, and then they're going to hit me in the head with a hatchet and see what more goofy noises I make. Verify news stories, providing outreach to social media users and placing a warning on news stories containing false information. So just everything they put out. It's all going to be, well, yeah, like anything on any of these social media sites has been true for like 0.5 seconds ever. It's about 5% of the content, alright, maybe. And that's me giving it a generous percentage. It's all lies. How about that? Section 1, Title 14.5, Section... Wait. The people of the state of California do enact laws. But the people, they mean the bureaucratic nutdraggers. Section 1, Title 14.5, 14.5, commencing with Section 3085 is added to Part 4 of Division 3 of the Civil Code to read Title 14, Part 5, 14.5. Okay, so it is 14-5, False Information Strategic Plans. 3085. And this is the interesting part here, guys. Trust me. This is where it gets interesting. Any person who operates a social media internet website with physical presence in California shall develop a strategic plan to verify news stories shared on its internet website. The strategic plan shall include, but is not limited to, all of the following: a plan to mitigate the spread of false information through news stories, the utilization of fact checkers to verify news stories, to provide outreach to social media users regarding news stories containing false information, provide a warning on news stories containing false information. As used in this section, social media means an electronic service or account or electronic content, including but not limited to videos, still photographs, blogs, video blog, podcasts, instant text, emails, online services or accounts, or internet website profiles or locations. So, the thing is, what context false? What do they mean by false information and false news? And person's social media, internet website. What does all this mean? Does it mean that, like, you can read it one way? It's just like, you know, if you post something that's fake on Facebook, you know, you're gonna have the California internet police on you, dog. But the other way is that it's still companies, still like Facebook has to verify news stories, and then that's got its own problems because, you know, that requires a certain ministry of truth taking place, and then they have to get on some pretty interesting things to try to enforce what this law requires. But what is worse than that, in my mind, is the idea that, man, suppose a bad time to have a stoner moment. That the idea that any fact checkers and all of these people who are here to verify truth have a unbiased idea of what truth is entirely false to me. I have a different idea of what truth is to, you know, Johnny Appleseed, to the guy next to you, to, you know, Larry down the street, to Mrs. Bronstone, to, you know, Miss Jackson. Who knows, dog? Everybody on the planet, really. We're at different views of what's true based upon our levels of belief in certain things. And, you know, research, I'll call it, and ability to appraise things honestly. It's not even just that. It's just that, you know, people view things differently. And I'm not even, like, talking about, like, you may say 6 and 9 is a good analogy, but not in the sense that I'm talking about the political sense, but in, like, I like to talk about games a lot, because in games there's all these rules that are very arcane. And when you talk about, like, the wording, the placement of very specific things is very interesting, because it impacts things a lot based on very small placements of words. So the placement of the way you value what is seemingly small adds up to being the ultimate decider in the end, if you understand what I'm saying there. So that's the problem, I think, with laws like this. Is one, it's getting somebody who's just another government bureaucrat employee they're not better than you, me, we're, you know, dog named Sue, right? They ain't better than any of us, but they're somehow they're the arbitrators of truth. Who watches the watchers? What's going on here? Like, that's the idea, really. At least is they could not research things beyond, like, their favorite news website, and that's completely biased. So that's about it, man. That's what I gotta say. This is a deeply flawed law that is hazardous in its wording and sloppy in its definitions. That's my opinion. Later.